Your cell phone vibrates. It's not a common message. It's not an application notification. It's a national emergency alert. The whole screen turns red and a sentence appears. Nuclear attack ended. Seek shelter immediately. For a few seconds, you think it's a mistake, but then your cell phone vibrates again and again. When you look up, all the people on the street are looking at their own cell phones. Some start to run, others just stand still. Because everyone is thinking the same thing. It can't be happening. But it is. You were having a normal day. Backpack. Going to work. Maybe for college. Maybe just coming home. Passing cars. Horns. People crossing the street. An ordinary Brazilian city. Noise. Movement. Normal life. It's up to 30 seconds ago. Now everything looks different. You open the alert again and read the full message. Nuclear conflict between the United States and Russia. Possible impacts on multiple continents. Seek shelter immediately. Your heart speeds, because now it is no longer distant news. It's not something happening in another country. It got to you. People start to run. Cars stop in the middle of the street. Someone screams that he saw on television nuclear power plants were launched. Another says that NATO entered the war. Someone mentions that American military bases were attacked. No one knows exactly what's going on. But everyone knows about one thing. When countries like the United States and Russia start a nuclear war, the entire planet becomes a target. You take the cell phone, try to open the news, but the internet starts to fail. Social networks are crashing. People are trying to call family members, but the connections don't complete. The whole system starts to collapse. A siren starts to sound in the distance. You've never heard that sound before, but now you understand what that means. Emergency alert. Some stores start to close their doors. Supermarkets are crowded in minutes. People taking anything from the water shelves. Food batteries, Amazons. One man hurts another. A woman starts to cry. A group argues in the middle of the street. And you notice something scary. The normal order of society is over. In less than 10 minutes. You finally manage to open a news channel. The presenter appears to be in shock. He speaks fast, almost tripping over words. Multiple missile launch equipment. Ballistics, intercontinental, United States and Russia in direct nuclear conflict. Other military powers may clash. You heard another phrase that makes your stomach freeze. Experts believe this could be the beginning of Third World War. Third World War. Words that always seemed impossible now are happening while you're on the street. You look around, need to decide quickly, go home, look for a shelter, enter some building. Because the truth about nuclear explosions is simple. If you are too close, there is no second chance. You start walking fast. After running, the streets are getting congested. Locked cars, drivers abandoning vehicles, people running between cars. Someone screams that more missiles were detected on global radar. Another says the impact time can be less than an hour. Your heart shoots. But it's not just explosion. There is something worse. Radiation. Even if you survive the impact, radiation can contaminate entire cities' water, air, food. The experts, they always said that a nuclear conflict between great powers could kill millions of people in a few hours and affect generations later. And now, you are in the middle of it. Without oxygen, no plan, homeless. Suddenly, something strange happens. The noise of the city starts to decrease. Fewer cars, fewer voices, less movement, as if the whole city was holding its breath. You look to the sky. He looks completely normal. Calm blue. Silent. But somewhere above the atmosphere, metallic objects are crossing the planet. Absurd speeds, each carrying power, enough to destroy an entire city. You stop for a second, take a deep breath and notice something disturbing. For decades, the world has lived with nuclear weapons. United States, Russia, China, other powers, thousands of warheads. There has always been fear, but most people believed they would never be used. For real, it was just politics, just threat, only sweaty. Until today, you squeeze the cell phone hard. The news keeps coming. More alert, more countries entering the conflict, but equal. And a question begins echoing in your mind. If this really is the start of a nuclear war, global as the world will be after that. Because even if the bombs stop, even if the attacks end, the planet will never be the same again. And for the first time in history, an entire generation may be experiencing the beginning of the end of civilization.